Good afternoon, Packers fans. Aaron Nagler here with your Packers Daily Chat, coming to you live on the Cheesehead TV social channels. It's Wednesday. We're drudging along this summer sludge fest of a moment waiting for training camp. Can you guys tell I'm over it, man? The off season, can it be done? I can't handle it anymore. I walk outside, I'm sweating in like 3 seconds, drenched in sweat, like 90 degrees here in New York. Man, I love that. All of that when I'm in Green Bay for training camp. I hate it here in New York, man. It's the worst. The entire NFL is basically on pause or on vacation. It's that deep breath before the plunge, to quote Gandalf, and I can't stand it anymore. I need training camp tomorrow. Can we push up? Can we just tell everybody that camp's going early? Just let the NFL know. Can someone inform them? That'd be great. I jest, of course. Enjoy your time off, gentlemen, and some ladies. I hope you're all rested and ready when you hit the ground running in a couple weeks there across the NFL and the start of training camp. But I, for one, I'm over. I'm done. I can't anymore. I think I'm just going to go to bed for the next 2 weeks. I kid. But that said, regarding these daily chats, the next couple of days, most likely won't have a chat on Friday. We'll have a chat very early tomorrow on Thursday. So adjust your calendars accordingly. I know Dennis and Brandy and a few other folks got miffed when I went early the other day, a couple weeks ago. So just so you know ahead of time, going to be early tomorrow, early afternoon, and then probably not going to have a chat on Friday. So mark your calendars, adjust your settings when it comes to Cheesehead TV. But speaking of Cheesehead TV and content and settings and what have you, be sure you check out my chat with Kingsley Enagbare, Packers linebacker, heading into year 2. Just dropped that a little bit ago here on the YouTube channel. Just nice to hear what he's up to and what kind of reflection and things he takes away from his rookie season as he prepares for his second year in the NFL. Big responsibility. Going to be in that mix with the starters as a rotational pass rusher slash, frontline guy until Rashawn Gary gets back. And who knows? Maybe he comes to the fore and makes a name for himself. So exciting times for Kingsley. It was really nice of him to drop by and chat it up a little bit here on Cheesehead TV. Before I get going, got to give a shout out to our good friends over there at Ticket King. If you want to watch the Green Bay Packers play football in 2023, head to cheeseheadtv.com, either the website or the app. The schedule has links to each and every game. Home, away, preseason, regular season, it doesn't matter. You want to watch them play, utilize Ticket King. Don't use Ticketmaster. Don't use StubHub or SeatGeek. Use a company based in Wisconsin since the early 90s. Use Ticket King. Again, the website or the app. Go to the schedule. The links are there. The other thing that you may want to do in preparation of the season is get yourself the official, and I mean the official, yearbook of the Green Bay Packers. Go to packersyearbook.com and use promo code CHTV. That's promo code CHTV for 10% off your copy of the official 2023 yearbook of the Green Bay Packers. And one last housekeeping note. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Packers fans worldwide, it's an exciting moment here as we get ready for the start of the season, because today I spoke with one Mr. Corey Banke about the kickoff of Packer transplants in 2023. We're almost there, people. Corey Banke will be making his triumphant return to these here channels in 2 weeks. So be ready. Announcement forthcoming, but it's almost time. Corey Banke back in the mix. I can't wait. Good to see everybody in the comments. Joe is here. Of course, Joe is here. Doug, what's up, Doug? Doug feels the power. What's up, Doug? I hope you're well, man. Good to see you. Dale, good evening from London. Good evening from New York City. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are carrying the G wherever you are, sir. Good stuff right there. We got Ryan kicking us off with a super chat. What's up, man? Sterling is a semifinalist for the senior committee. I hope he's selected. I do as well. I'm not holding my breath. He's been here before. He absolutely deserves to be in. Mike Holmgren is up in the contributor/coach category as well. Both of them should have been in ages ago. It's crazy to me that both Jimmy Johnson and Bill Cowher are in, but Mike Holmgren is not. As one of my Twitter followers pointed out, he should have gone on television, probably rather than taking over the Browns. But yeah, both of them, I'm really hoping, crossing my fingers, but I'm not holding my breath. It's just there's so many names, there's so many worthy guys up for it. I understand it's tough to whittle it down, man. I'm not dismissing the job that the selectors have to do, but Sterling Sharp was a man among boys. The thing I keep talking about, and I spoke with a couple different podcasts about this over the course of this last week, actually. Everyone in the building knew Sterling Sharp was going to get the ball, and no one could stop him. That's a testament to his greatness. The fact that Brett Favre would throw to basically only Sterling Sharp, and they still couldn't stop him, tells you how great he was. It's a damn shame that he's not in already. What else we got here, folks? Jonathan, Nags, have you had the chance to listen to the play callers from The Athletic? It's incredibly fascinating. I have. I talked about it on Monday here on Packers Daily. Outstanding stuff. Jordan is an incredible writer, and now she's branched it out into podcasting. My goodness, people. Powerhouse over there at The Athletic. But yeah, it's outstanding stuff. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the peaks, not just behind the scenes when it comes to obviously Matt LaFleur and his ascension to becoming the head coach, but a lot of the football stuff and really getting kind of inside stuff from Shanahan. That to me was the most fascinating. And again, I talked about it on Monday, so I'm not going to belabor it too much, but if you haven't checked it out, highly recommended. As Jonathan says, it's fascinating stuff, no doubt about it. Connor, that's a interesting question. What is your favorite interaction with a player or coach during your time on the beat? I mean, there've been a few. There've been a few fun ones, some memorable ones. I will say probably Mike Daniels coming up to me unprompted in the locker room and saying that he really appreciated that I actually watched the game and highlighted his play when he was a rookie. And, the fact that I tried to, quote, get it right, that was the first time a player had ever done that, like really kind of gone out of his way to not only introduce himself, but to say he appreciated what I was doing at Cheesehead TV. So that was pretty cool. There've been a number of, having Coach Kevin Matt over to Corey's house last year for drinks was pretty dope. That didn't suck. But yeah, I'll never forget Mike Daniels for that, because that was very cool. And it really, you're always feeling like an imposter. There's a lot of imposter syndrome when you're covering the game of football, because look, all you got to do is listen to that podcast we were just talking about, the play callers, to understand we on the outside are very much hobbyists. Like, yes, some of us do this for a living. Some of us study the game obsessively, but we're nowhere near that level. We're nowhere near kind of knowing, like Jim Mora always used to say, you think you know, but you don't know. So to have someone who does know and does play the game appreciate what you do, it's kind of a surreal experience, and it kind of maybe not validates what you're doing, but it certainly lets you know that you're on the right track, So I'll always appreciate Mike for that. No doubt about it. Doug Hype. What's up, Doug? Are we going to party at training camp / preseason? Pow, pow. Go, Pack, go. Doug, is this even a question? Sir, training camp. It's work hard, play hard, sir. If you're in the area, be ready. It's going to be throwing down. Ticket King is back. All is right. You darn right, Jay Western. Welcome back to the season, baby. Lewis, thanks for the super chat. Thanks for everything you do. You are the absolute GOAT. Lewis, that's overstatement, but I really appreciate the compliment and the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. Green Ranger's here. What's up, Green Ranger? How you doing? Good to see you. What else we got here? Nags with a fancy hat. Oh, I had someone ask me in the comments of yesterday's chat where I got this hat. I got this hat in the Cheesehead TV store. This is my new favorite hat. You're going to see it a lot. I'm probably going to wear it every day of my life until it falls apart. So, A, I hope you enjoy looking at it because you're going to see it a lot. And B, if you want one of your own, go to the Cheesehead TV store. Usually there's a kind of a shelf here on YouTube below the video that you can link to our store. or go to cheeseheadtv.com. On the top of the homepage, there's a button for shop. Just go there, and I believe this hat is one of the first items on view. So I love this hat. That's all I have to say about that. Vex, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Alan Lazard having 100 targets last year feels gross. By the way, Watson still had more TDs than Lazard. Well, yeah, okay, but you know how they're being utilized. There's context to that. Like, yes, no question, Watson broke out and was a touchdown machine. It helps when you have 3 your very first time touching the ball successfully in a game against the Cowboys. But yeah, look, there's no doubt that Aaron trusted Allen, and that's why he got thrown the ball a lot. And Matt trusted Allen. That's why there were lots of plays called for him and or designed for him. There's nothing gross about it. I understand what you're saying, that you're being somewhat tongue-in-cheek, but man, there's, again, go listen to play callers. There's context to it. There's this great quote from Shanahan that I absolutely adore, that I'm going to talk to Matt about when I see him at camp, where Shanahan is saying, like, I get all these people killing me for not running the ball enough. And then I get all these other people killing me for running the ball too much. Like, there's context here for each of those, like, criticisms that no one on either side really takes into account. They're just mad that the plays that they want to be called are not being called. And it's funny because Corey has always been way ahead of me on this, because I'm very emotional about play calling. I really get upset when certain calls go, certain ways. But, ultimately, there's so much information. There's so much going on that we aren't privy to, that we don't know, that these guys do. And they're trying to work with that information, including, like, reasons why Alan Lazard is targeted so much, that it's hard for me to get too worked up about it. I'll get worked up about criticism about it because I'm like, we don't know. There's lots of reasonings behind it. Now, I know before anybody comments, it's going to be, well, it's Aaron's friend. And is there some truth to the idea that Aaron Rodgers preferred to throw to his guys? Maybe a little bit, but there's a lot more to it than that. What else we got here? Joe, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Packers defense gave up 17.6 points per game over the last 5 games last year. That would have been 3rd in the NFL if they had done that all year. Too much hope to hope for in 2023? Joe. Fool me once, won't get fooled again. Look, I'm very open-minded about the Green Bay Packers defense this year, in the sense that it could go any way, right? They could be really good. The numbers you point out, very impressive. Now, again, talking about context, and Bill Huber had a great article about this earlier this summer. There's context around those numbers. Opponent, quarterback, lots of different things factor into that. No, and yes, the Packers play is certainly a major part of it, but there are other considerations as well. So I'm sorry, after getting so excited about the possibility of I'm not even going to say dominant, just a good Packers defense, after watching the display they put on in that playoff loss to the 49ers, where it was like, okay, come back. The offense will be better. The defense now is ready to take off. And then to lay that gigantic egg in week 1 and then really struggle throughout the first half of the season, man, I'm sorry. I can't get excited until I see it. I'm rooting for him. Make no mistake about it. I can't get excited. I can't get hurt again, man. I got too many things in my life with the ability to hurt me for me to open up new avenues for pain. You know what I mean? Like, limit those avenues as much as I can. Brandon, thanks for the super chat. Got into a conversation with some friends recently back to the is XYZ a Hall of Famer as of today. Curious of your opinion on Russell Wilson and Sue. I currently say no to both, but could hear an argument for Ndamukong Suh. Yeah, I think Ndamukong Suh will definitely be in the conversation. I don't know if he's a first ballot, but he should definitely, be in the conversation. I suspect he probably makes it in. Russell Wilson is an interesting case. You want to say yes, just because of the big plays and the excitement and the talent and numbers and all of that. But it's kind of interesting to watch how, okay, there was they have a great defense, right, in Seattle. And Russell, is a bit of a shepherd of the offense in the sense that just don't screw it up. Hand the ball off, and then third down, make a play, and then that's it. And he clearly is talented. But Seattle fans and NFL fans did the whole let Russ cook thing. And then when they let Russ cook, he burned the kitchen down. Right. And then they trade him and he goes and works with Hackett in Denver and he really looks terrible. And yeah, things somewhat righted the ship a little bit towards the end of last season. But man, hard to say, okay, wait a second. Maybe the criticisms regarding Russell Wilson needing all those other components to be great, maybe there's some validity to that. So he needs to, I think, kind of like really right the ship with some amazing seasons here at the end of his career to warrant Hall of Fame consideration. That's just me. I know probably everybody else has a different opinion here, but that's where I sit with Russell Wilson at the moment. Dylan, thanks for the super chat. Will y'all have meetups before games again this year? TBD. We are in a lot of different conversations at the moment. There'll probably be some kind of meetup / live component to the home games this year. Don't know what that's going to look like yet. We have a number of meetings over the course of the next 2 weeks with various entities, which I cannot talk about yet, but it's trending towards not only will there be some kind of Cheesehead TV presence, but it's trending towards I'm going to be probably in town quite a bit for these games. So we'll see. There's a lot to hammer out. If and when that takes shape, we'll let everyone know, obviously. Legless, thanks to the super chat. How do these rookie tight ends for the Green and Gold, I believe you mean, start off faster than the average rookie tight end? Probably opportunities more than anything else. I do understand that there's a long history. The numbers say, rookie tight ends very, very rarely make an impact in the NFL. But I do think there's something to the idea that the Packers, they ain't got much else. And I know Josiah DeGuara sitting there. He's much more of a move tight end, much more of a H-back type. Traditional tight end, inline stuff, you're going to see a lot of Kraft and a lot of Musgrave. And I think you're going to see those guys, maybe not interchangeable, but you're going to see them on the field a lot, probably a lot more than most rookie tight ends. Now, that said, I don't think this is ever going to be a tight end centric offense. I don't think either one of those guys will end up being like huge elements in the passing game, at least early on. But I do think they're going to have lots of opportunities simply because there is so much youth and inexperience on offense. You're, as a play caller and as a game designer, a play, scheme, trying to get game plans together each week. You're trying everything. I would suspect there's going to be a real kind of myriad of usage when it comes to the skill positions. There just has to be. So I think, the opportunities will be there. And that could be the one reason that they do make some hay as rookies, just because they're going to have to. They're going to be counted on in ways that probably most rookie tight ends are not. John Simitovich, what's up, man? Thanks for super chat. It's July 12th, 2023, and Jerry Rice still fumbled. This is correct, sir, as I stated both on Twitter and Threads this morning. Ben, thanks for the super chat. Who gets more sack, LVN play full season, or Gary half? Oh, I see what you're saying. A lot going on there in that chat. Who has more sacks this year? The rookie Van Ness playing a full season, or Gary presumably coming back for half a season? Who has more sacks? I will say Lucas Van Ness. Controversy. Badger Trio, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. With Aaron Rodgers on Hard Knocks, we'll have the most views ever. Why do you think they picked it? I mean, it was really the only choice. I mean, no one is surprised by the Jets being on Hard Knocks. I love that Mark Murphy legit, basically broke that story on the Packers website, 2 weeks ago. Mark Murphy's the OG, man. Alfred De La Rosa, thanks for checking in from Puerto Rico, man. Really appreciate it. Will I be watching Hard Knocks for the Aaron Rodgers content? You do the best to keep us informed and entertained. Thank you so much, man. Will I be watching? Yeah, of course I'll be watching. I watch Hard Knocks every year. It will be fascinating to watch Aaron Rodgers on Hard Knocks when we all know, per his own words, that he hates the idea of being on Hard Knocks. as he told Bill Maher in a podcast last year. So I'm all in. Popcorn ready. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Admit it, Nags, you have a short leash for Barry. Well, first of all, my leash for anybody doesn't matter. All that matters is the decision makers inside the building. I mean, it's not even that. It's just the idea of I refuse to buy in until I see it. That's it. That's been my theme all summer. It's going to be my theme all year. I refuse to believe it. And even look, I fully expect the defense to look good this summer. I mean, they should, going against an offense with a first-time starting quarterback and a tons of inexperience at most of the skill position. I gotta suspect the defense is going to look good. You're going to see, defense dominates practice or whatever again and again and again. I don't care. I'm not dismissing the work. Got to put the work in. I'm all for it. But man, I'm not getting excited about nothing until they play the Bears. Then we'll start to see what this defense is all about. But until then, man, it's just another day. It's just another rep, just another day to try and get better. But the proof will be in the pudding and other cliches. And until then, I got nothing for it. I just don't care until I see it. Hard Knocks need to do a Rodgers interview with FaceTime. Nice. Well played. Just pay Gary already. Brandy, it's a tricky proposition, making this determination of where he's at in rehab. Obviously, they have all the information. We do not. It's very easy to say just pay him, but you got to be sure he's going to be right as rain, and you got to protect yourself, and you got to think there's probably a discussion going on between the two sides about escalators and bonuses and things that'll get triggered, at certain points of the year if he meets certain benchmarks, both health and production wise. It's a very complicated thing. So my suspicion is we'll probably get their classic, announce it right before camp starts to get everybody excited and blah, blah, blah. If there was ever a time to do that, it's probably this year. I also think the other candidate there, if you're really being cynical, is they try to sign AJ Dillon to an extension right before camp. Mr. Green Bay, huge fan favorite, right before camp, sign him to an extension. That would not surprise me at all. And probably in the hopes of getting him way before, he's ready to sniff the open market and get him on a team-friendly deal, so to speak. So those are my guesses right there. Next, could you imagine if Love is chosen for next year's Omaha Productions quarterback show on Netflix? I guess it pays well. There is a shot of him in episode 1. But I will say, yeah, it's a cool show. It'd be dope if Jordan was on it. And I don't know, are they doing it every year? I thought it was just a one-off, but maybe they are. But that would be cool. I'd love it. Omaha Productions does good shit too, by the way. We've worked with them at LiveX. They are dope as hell. So here's hoping. We'd love to be involved with that, and we'd love to see Jordan Love on it. It'd be great. All right, buddy, I got to get going. I can't thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the Cheesehead TV social channels. Like I said, reminder, be very early in the afternoon tomorrow, and then probably, not for sure, but probably no chat on Friday. In the meantime, check out my chat with Kingsley and Igbari here on the YouTube channel, and then tell your friends and tell your family, Cheesehead TV, we are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Go Pack Go.